All right, I guess we're back. This will probably be our last hour until we
probably
get
might not be,
Ninja
though. We might get another hour.
dropped on him. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we just reached a tentative agreement between the organization and Edwayne, at least.
And Edwayne Edwayne's going to ask if he can stay on the island for a few days, just to get a chance to collect his wits and see if any of the research that he did is worthwhile. But actually, he has the hidden motive of seeing if any of the people that he told he was coming here show up.
Yeah, Jafar doesn't have a real problem with that. He's like, you can use the longhouse for as long as you wish. Well, within reason, because they have arranged transport for you off of the island, so it's their ship. They don't want to tie it up too long.
No, right, of course. Everyone understands this. He just wants to make sure that nobody shows up looking for him. He doesn't want to say that. All right, so that sounds good. Edwin would talk to Ernest, let him know that they're going to stay here a while, and then maybe they'll tell us where we're going.
Very well.
Anybody have anything before next morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go first. Actually, we haven't seen much information.
Okay. You're really quiet to me, Primark.
I'm just talking quietly sometimes. I think Google Hangouts might scale it, and so it if I'm talking normally, it sounds a little loud. If I'm talking slightly more quiet, it sounds way more quiet.
Yeah, Google Hangouts is automatically changing my volume at random.
Yeah, it's yeah. We can't disable it. Oh well. Whoa.
Yeah, okay. Did it again.
But
well, what does make them do?
What?
What I said was that you should go first.
Okay.
We were both speaking, and then I'm saying that you go first in terms of speaking. What you're doing.
Be quiet.
Go ahead, Matron. Is what he said.
Okay. I guess after all of the deals and everything, I'd probably go over to Amelia to try and, just double check all the sort of what I'm supposed to be doing and how everything works type thing. Sort of at this point, I'm assuming I'm kind of like the escort transport to one of the facilities for
your contract simply states that you're to meet these people and take them wherever they need to go for however long they need to go there.
Okay. I guess from that, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
From there, I would probably be like, for this ongoing idea, would the being near these research facilities, or however they were said in the context of the conversation with Lord Edwayne, would that be near any of your organizational vaults? Just for ease of continued payment if things prolong.
Yeah, she kind of cracks a bit of a smile, and she's like,
yeah,
you're. Hang on a second.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of if I'm trying. Okay, I know I'm not being subtle, but I'm trying to get Matron to be subtle about bringing that up. But
okay. Did you want to make a roll on it?
Yeah. Let's totally do a roll. I don't know really what, but my intent really is to sort of subtly confirm or say that like these research facilities owned by the organization have lots of resources, or know that's like a different place or something, but like nonchalantly, like as conversationally, not like directly, like, no, I would like to know where all your safes are located. Like,
Okay.
does that make sense?
Yeah, you could probably use a persuasion roll.
Persuasion?
You could probably fork in Fat Merchant Wise.
Fat Merchant. Is there falsehood or anything for being like on the sly? Or
Yeah, totally.
okay. Is it still main persuasion, or can I do falsehood?
Yeah. However you're approaching, whether it's bald face lying with a hint of persuasion or persuasion with a hint of lying.
I think at this point it's persuasion with a hint of lying. I think I'll go that way. And you said Fat Merchant Wise could apply as well?
Yeah, because I figure like it's talking about getting paid. It's talking about where the money's kept. You know.
Yeah, that makes okay. Cool. So.
And it'll be ob 4.
Ob 4, right? Merchant. Awesome. Aww. Off by 1. Oh, well.
Oh, you got a 6 too. Oh, well, you didn't start with anything though. Oh, well.
It's alright.
So yeah, she looks at you and she kind of cracks a smile and she's like, you know, you pirates, you're tricky. You're tricky. Rest assured, matron, you will be paid in a timely manner. But I wouldn't dig so much if I were you. Just talking to me, that's one thing. That's fine. I'm not that important around here. But were this conversation to be had with Jahwar or the other one over there, a smile is probably not what you would be getting.
I guess I kind of laugh it off and go, you know, like, I'd be kicking myself if I didn't try.
You're true to yourself, and you should remain that way. I think it will serve you well in the future.
Okay. I think sometime during the night, Ernest takes Edwin aside, so it's just the two of them talking. Sir, I meant to ask this on the ship, but I was not really feeling up to it. Something's biting at you.
Yes.
You aren't acting the same that you were. Honestly, even when I was injured, you weren't this jumpy.
I'm being fouled, Ernest. I'm being fouled by ghosts and demons, or God only knows what.
It has my shoes, man. It has my shoes.
I don't know how to say this so that you believe me.
Is that in any way related to the man who we saw by the docks as we were leaving?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen that man before. I don't know how I can prove it. Well, I just knew.
You've never seen him before?
No.
At this point, I think the camera does one of those like flashback types things, and we see like the man standing on the docks, and like the background fades to black, and there's like fire around the guy, and like his eyes are glowing.
Well, all right. Is that it?
It's not it.
I didn't think so. What else is there?
I hadn't seen that thing for months. I thought we lost it before we got back home. Now it's loose on my island. But I don't even know what it wants.
You know, that man could have just mistaken us for someone else.
Could have, Ernest.
You don't think so?
That man could have just been one of the Duchess's spies. I don't know.
I'm trying to assassinate you.
It could have been an assassin. Those shoes.
All right.
Those shoes. Ernest. Those were very unique shoes. I don't know. They were specially gifted to me by my grandmother before she died. And I lost those shoes on the dig.
That one?
That one. You were with me, Ernest. Remember those shoes? I took the best care of those shoes.
I'm going to be honest, sir. I do not remember those shoes, but I do not pay much attention to your
You don't
shoes.
remember polishing those shoes or scraping the mud off them? Or none of that?
I mean,
Thought he was your bodyguard, not your manservant.
He is. He's my bodyguard.
You took good care of those shoes, not me. Those shoes. Yeah. I tried to block that out, to be honest. My dog was eating my sock. Back.
Ernest, if that thing caught me, I don't know what else is going to catch me. I don't know what else is going to find me. I think it suddenly realizes it's really dark.
Sir, you haven't been caught by that thing. At all.
We should go back inside, Ernest.
My sock back. I just grabbed it off of... Hold on. Grabbed it off of the desk. Okay, it's out of reach now.
Anyway, Edwin is going to say we should go back inside.
Sir, you haven't been caught by that thing. You're acting like you're already dead or possessed or whatever. You're just about to be allied with some sort of super secret organization. You have a magical artifact in your hand. I don't get what you're up in arms about. I'm fine. We're fine.
We'll just have to hope it stays that way, Ernest.
Things are looking up, and they're just going to get better.
We should get back
Possibly
inside.
cue scene of something terrible happening back home.
It's dark. We need to go back inside.
He just shrugs. Yeah, opens the door for you.
Okay. I imagine there's this big fire going on inside, right?
Actually, at what point in the night was this? Like late?
I don't know.
Was everybody else already asleep?
Probably because Ernest is a light sleeper, which means probably went to bed after everyone else, and also.
So yeah, when you had gone outside, the Jahwar and Aktik were sitting at the table still quietly talking. When you come back in, they're gone.
Okay.
I think, yeah, we walk in and I walk by their chairs where they were without realizing, and I just sort of stop, turn around.
Yeah, you also notice that there's only one door to this entire place, and you were just standing outside of it.
And it's a one room. The map we're seeing here is all we see, right?
Yeah, that's the entire house. There's some back here is guest quarters, like where you guys would be sleeping.
Okay, so this is that's where I would walk to if we were going right back to bed, and I would walk past them, but I don't see them in either of those places.
Yeah, they're gone.
Sir?
What? Ernest and Edwin is looking for a fireplace.
Yeah. The fire is guttering out at this point.
Oh, I gotta feed the fire. Edwin just
okay.
gets some wood and pushes it into the fire.
Where are that elder lady and the strange speaking guy?
I didn't see them. I assumed they're in the back.
I double check. A, are they in the back? B, is my sister there still and in the back?
Your sister's still there. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they're not in the building at all.
So you were saying this is pretty late at night?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess Matron would probably just be asleep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're making some noise now, so I mean.
Yeah, I've probably taken off my armor now, but so I'm probably not that loud. I probably wake Mathilda up. Firstly, and since we're probably all in the same room, yeah, I might wake both of you up.
Yeah, Edwin doesn't look that confused. The only thing he's confused about is why you're waking everybody up.
Okay. Mathilda? Do you know where the others are?
She rolls over in her bedroll. She's like, I don't want to get up. Mom and Dad are gonna be mad. Ernest, and then she wakes up.
Yeah. Mathilda. I think we may have a problem. And the bear's gone too, by the way.
Bear's gone. Yes.
They didn't kill the bear. The bear would have made some noise.
There's a nice white fur bearskin rug on the floor.
No. So yeah, Matilda looks at you and she's like, "What's the problem, Ernest?"
Your compatriots, they're gone, and I don't know how or where. 'Cause I stepped outside for 1 minute, and they're gone. Like they're gone.
I'm sure they'll be back.
No, I was outside the door. They didn't leave the door.
Maybe they were just really
gone.
quiet.
How did the bear leave the door?
Maybe it's the sneaking stealth bear.
With white fur.
She looks at you and she's like, Ernest, these people have their ways. Don't be so jumpy.
So he's done that before?
I stopped asking questions about how these people do what they do a long time ago. Now, if you want to look around or something, you want to make a roll, maybe,
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he does. He's not placated yet, but he doesn't if she wants to go back to sleep herself, then he lets.
Okay.
I think if Matrim is awake, that's up to you, Seth. Is Matrim awake by now? Because we're talking there.
If you're making so much noise, I guess I kind of get roused.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what?
I look to you.
It's late.
Matrim, was it?
Yeah.
Two outside, they're gone. Disappeared. I'm gonna look for them. But Missy here, Mathilda, she don't think it's no big deal. They didn't walk out the door.
So how does Matron feel about being woken by this
By two
continental?
continents.
Yeah, I don't think he does not like being woken like this to look for invisible people. So
They're not invisible. They weren't invisible.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe some quip about like keep pestering me late at night. Like maybe we can make you invisible too, or something like that. Like. I think you're muted.
No, I haven't spoken.
Some thinly
Ernest.
veiled annoyed threat then.
Who still
Yeah.
remembers the scoff from before.
Yeah.
And is also stressed.
Yeah.
And is feeling cranky. Says, "What? You got something against me? I noticed your looks."
Hmm.
Do it. Pillow fight.
Right. Oh, it's like, I guess he'd just kind of laugh. He'd be like, I don't have something against you. I got everything against you. Yeah, you know.
What?
If it's as you say and you've been in the war, you know exactly what.
No, I really don't. Enlighten me, why don't you?
Sense knives.
Right. Oh man, like
And knives are made of chocolate.
I don't know how Metro would react to this.
I'm vindictive, closed-minded, and stoic. I am gonna keep pressing the issue.
Right. Okay. Let me look at my traits.
There you go.
Hmm.
So is there like I got the fire going now? It's not going to go out.
Yeah, you managed to build it back up pretty quickly.
So anyway, it's like, maybe they just have a secret cellar or secret trap door or something. I'll take a look around. And Edwin goes around like poking the boards and trying to move the stones and looking for levers.
All right, you want to like make an observation roll?
Oh, I don't have observation. Is there something else I could use?
Observation is finding hidden stuff.
Okay. Where's roll 20?
Well, I can tell you you're still in the thing. So.
Anymore. Okay, there it is.
Oh, we got it? Okay.
Alright, let's try that. It's perception?
Yep.
Do I have observation? I have it in training.
Alright, it's going to be Ob 3.
Okay.
I think.
So that'll be Ob 6 for me, so there's no way I can make it.
Yeah, you look around, you can't. You're pretty certain there's nothing here.
Okay. Wait. You're sure? You sure they
That
couldn't
they
get by
aren't
us? They said they couldn't get by us when we were outside?
We were Right outside the door.
Like, how far were
right
we?
outside the door.
Why don't I think at that Mushroom finally kind of rolls his eyes. He looks at Ernest. He's like, "Why don't we go back outside and check again?"
Fine.
He sort of motions for you to lead the way.
He leads. He goes outside.
Okay, he shuts the door and locks it on you.
I'm like, Edwin
And
goes,
just goes back to bed.
makes him a look. And he goes and lets Ernest back inside after a minute. He's got to get up, and go over there.
Okay.
You try to, half underneath some box when it happens.
You open the door and you see like a red-faced, Ernest just clenching his fists. Now, Ernest is not the kind of person to let this go. But it wasn't big enough to start a fight over.
Right.
I think so. There's some foodstuffs in here and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, there's food in the cabin.
Well, before Ernest comes in, I'm like, why don't you stand where you were standing before when we were talking together?
Yes, sir.
And then
trudges back inside.
He he looks at Ernest and then he quietly closes the door as quietly as he can.
I listen for the lock. Does he lock it again?
I think he does lock it, but then he immediately unlocks it as quietly as he can, and he opens it.
I'm confused.
Okay.
So, Ernest is outside still.
Yeah.
And, he probably, looks around. It's pitch black out here, isn't it? There's no, the lighthouse isn't that close.
No. And the lighthouse doesn't shine light in this direction.
So when Edwin opens the door and closes it, there's this giant, brilliant light that illuminates Ernest, and you can't possibly miss it.
What?
Oh, from the fireplace?
Right.
Oh, from the light from inside the house that shines on him. Yeah.
All right, come back in, Ernest. Did you notice me opening and closing the door?
Yeah.
Could you hear it?
I could hear it, and it was kind of the only light source around.
So,
like I said, it was kind of impossible that they left through the door.
I think you're right. Well, I looked for secret doors, so the only other option, they must have some kind of magical way.
Would Ernest know this? It's always the fireplace, but I don't know if Ernest would know this.
Edwin, check the fireplace.
Okay. Ernest is not satisfied, and he is luckily distracted from his beef with Matron right now. So
Edwin closes and locks the door.
Thing.
All right, so how long are you going to be perplexed by this situation?
Probably as soon as I turn the room over myself and don't find anything, I'll just go back to bed.
Okay.
And I'm a light sleeper, so I'll probably wake up as soon as I hear anything.
You want to do your own roll for that?
Yes, please.
I have nothing against that.
Observation is not even a thing I am yet learning. It is based off of perception, is it not?
That's correct.
It's Ob 3, aka Ob 6. Okay. Observation. So I could make a perception test, or I could make it being learned. Well, it will be a talent's being learned, but I can put it towards. No, it's
you can't put it towards perception because only successful perception tests count.
Okay. Okay, that's that.
Oh, you don't have observation either?
No, I do not. No modifiers. I would not like to spend Earth on this. Well, how much Earth do I have? I don't think how much. I think I only have one. Yeah, I have 1%. That's also an obstacle. Oops, I did the wrong obstacle. Doesn't matter. I accidentally did a 1-ob and still failed.
All right.
Well, you did get a 6. If you get a lot more 6s.
Like 6 more 6s in a row.
Yeah, good luck
5
with
more
that.
6s in a row. Okay. So, being learned, under observation. And yeah, so I spent.
So yeah, you don't manage to find anything, but blattering around and everything else, you manage to wake up everyone. You wake up Matron again.
Oh no!
And then
no.
everybody, Nico's awake, Amelia's awake,
And
Matilda's
you're all just like
what
watching
the
me
fuck?
and like telling me to go to bed.
Wow.
And I'm stubborn, but I'm also broken, so it's sort of weird.
Yeah. So like as you're rummaging around looking for something, like eventually like a book comes flying at your head and smashes into the wall next to you. And you just hear
Does
Nico
the book hit
go
the
the fuck
secret
to bed.
Does the book hit the lever and open the secret passage?
No, that would be like a success.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nico giving me aid. Okay, so I just
All
I
right.
imagine tries to help
him.
Nico in some way, but
Oh yeah.
Oh, how?
He picked the
It's
biggest,
like
heaviest book there was.
yeah.
You don't throw books, throw something sharper, and knives start flying. It's more aerodynamic.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, he goes to bed. Probably.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, the next morning, you all get up.
Well, Edwin actually gets like, he doesn't sleep in the bed, he sleeps in like, by the fireplace.
All right, so like you get your blanket and you just like
Yeah.
wrap up next
He
to
makes sure the
fireplace.
fire does not go out.
Okay.
You're staying up all night again?
No, if
Oh.
you sleep by the fireplace, it gets cold, then you wake up and you put more wood in. That's how it works.
I think that Ernest will stay up all night though. He's weirded out.
Okay.
Okay. So at first light, Ernest, you're alerted by the door opening. It slowly like creaks open. It slowly creaks open, and like the sun is like just cresting, like right behind the door. So you just see this silhouetted shadow of a very small person carrying some kind of basket.
Oh, I initially thought it was them returning, and I was like, "They did go out the door." I was so wrong. But seeing it
He's
was
like,
this guy.
"Oh, so you're awake?" And he comes in and he puts the basket on the table, and you can smell like baked goods coming from the basket.
Nice.
They said you'd need breakfast.
You spoke to them?
The man and the woman.
Yes, they left last night.
Baron, what time would you say?
Late.
Oh, it was very, very late. I advised them not to go out. I mean, anybody can get lost out in that sea out there. I told you about my family.
Yes. You're right to be worried about the dark.
Poor Rosie.
Oh,
Poor Rosie.
listen.
Have you ever been? Is this your house as well?
Well, I like to keep it clean. There's not a lot to do on this island. But no,
Are
it's
there
not
any
mine.
secret passages around here?
Secret passages? Well, only the one.
Ernest just gets like this big grin on his face, and that's the one they left through.
Well, they did come up through my floor.
I like turn to whoever is awake, and that's probably just like Lord Edwin.
Yeah, just nodding.
And then he probably wakes everyone up with a very loud I knew it!
So yeah, he walks over to here, and this box thing here
Yeah.
is
I figured
it like slides back, and there's stairs going down into some kind of tunnel.
Okay. I think that as everyone is probably like woken up and trying to figure out what all the racket is about, Ernest is just sort of standing there triumphantly with his arms crossed, like at the top of the stairs towards like the door of the room where everyone's walking out of. Well, looky here, what morning brought along. Wakey, wakey.
So all questions are answered by light of day. I nod at the lighthouse keeper and I say, if you see any ships on the horizon, looks like they're coming this way, come and tell me, okay?
Oh, there will be one. I just have to raise the signal.
Okay, what signal is that?
Wow.
And he like walks down the stairs and comes up with a crossbow in his hand.
Uh-huh.
And the crossbow bolt has like a cloth wrapped around the end of it.
Okay.
And it looks oiled.
Interesting.
For a moment, I thought he was going to shoot me.
The signal is die, motherfucker.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright.
What will the ship be for?
To take you to the research facilities, of course. They did tell you about that.
Right.
They didn't tell us we'd be taking a new ship.
Got our captain right here. Point at Metrum.
You're our cap. I'd say that, and I don't say like a follow-up comment or anything.
Yeah, I guess I go like, yeah, I'll take you where you need to go.
Just as a point, when were we ending?
Maybe in 15 minutes. Probably just when if they aren't back by then. Because they haven't texted me yet, and they said they'd be here in 15 minutes. But they said that 3 days ago they're going on a road trip, so it might be way longer.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they going to get a hold of you before they actually get there? I just don't want to have to like.
They usually do, but they haven't yet, so they might be a while.
Okay.
All right, well, let me know, and we'll do Arthur then.
Okay.
And then we'll just keep going until that happens.
Well, crap it us. No, Ural, would you like to go tell our old boat that they aren't needed, or maybe head back with them? I don't know. Are you coming along?
Kirill says he's made arrangements. He, Nico, and Amelia have other business to attend to.
Okay.
That means I have to row over there myself, don't I?
I think they already left. I think they're still there.
We didn't know they were. We had separate travel arrangements on the way, so I.
Oh no, they just dropped you off, and like the hand that helped row you out, like as soon as you were up at the lighthouse, he fucked off with the boat.
Oh,
yeah.
Never mind then. Wow, if they weren't, we were literally stranded.
Tell the innkeeper. Someone might have been following me. If they do, I need to know about it.
He's got
Well,
really nice shoes.
Thanks.
Real nice. Very polished. That whoever polished them did a really nice job of it. Very hard work.
Yeah, Edwin probably
Nice
just saw
shoes,
like the time and effort and care Ernest spent polishing his armor, and knew he could never polish as well as Ernest could. Not in 1,000 years.
That's true.
Well, I'll be sure to keep an eye out for a man with nice shoes. You can never keep your shoes too nice, you know. Good pair of shoes can last you your entire life.
That's right.
Indeed. And I describe the shoes. I don't know what they look like. That's up to you, Golden, what your shoes look like.
They were probably like boots or something, like not quite
Super
cowboy
nice,
boots, but
crocodile skin boots.
yeah.
Something.
I think they were
Fur
probably
liner.
black.
High even.
Yeah, they had a decent heel on them. Not like high heels, but the kind of heel you get in a good boot.
Yeah,
Certainly made Edwin's ass look fantastic.
Yeah.
That's I think that's the
that's the whole point.
No
Yeah.
question there. No question there.
Everyone needs a good go-go boot in their closet. There.
Yeah.
Well, I think that unless there's something else someone else wants to do, Ernest may go up to Matron and continue the problem that he had with him before. Because they never got to finish their conversation, did they?
Like, you guys stop playing door games.
If I'm awake at this point, I would probably just be grabbing some of the bread or whatever the food was that was brought and just sitting at the table eating. It's kind of
Okay. So there's a loud thud right in front of you as I slam an apple down onto the table. And then I sit down directly across from you and then staring you right in the eyes, glaring, each without looking at the apple, just eat it. When I'm completely
I guess
eating the apple.
Okay.
Yeah.
While you're
eating the apple, while I'm eating the apple.
while after slamming the apple down and not looking at it while you're eating it, I'll be like, I kind of look at you and I'm like, well, this explains a little bit of some of the Continentals' mannerisms. And you do know you don't have to smash a food before you eat it.
I just throw the core over my shoulder, don't address what you just said at all, and say, so let's pick up the conversation where we left off. What is your problem with people like me? Mention the war? Yeah, I fought it. Don't know nothing about you.
Yeah. Did we ever really figure out what sort of island or ship side type thing might have happened with the war?
No, I think it's up to you to inject lore as you will.
Yeah. I think that's your shtick.
Your prerogative. You like longer words.
So I want to say there was some sort of like a temporary 2 or 3 island sort of coalition sort of thing that sort of had a combined thing that some travelers that were attached to, and I was sort of part of that naval ship. I don't really know a name or anything for that, but do you guys have any thoughts?
Your own ship?
No, the group.
Usually it's a color and some bird name, right? Like the Gray Heron or something.
Well, you're looking for heraldry?
No.
Okay.
I guess I'm not phrasing it right.
Like the mercenary organization?
No.
I have a good heraldry idea for mercenary organization. It's a skull.
All right, but
on top of it, there's 3 snakes.
The 3 snake
There's
skulls?
the moon in the background, and you can pay 30 gold and 99 copper for copies of it.
Well,
sorry.
So I guess whatever that name is, Metro makes mention that he was part of that group who fought some of the Continentals 15 years ago. So this is well before a lot of stuff. And he's from then, Continentals have always been Continentals.
Wait, didn't you say
no matter what you
in your early 20s?
What?
Didn't you say you were in your early 20s?
You are really quiet.
Didn't you say you were in your early 20s?
Mid 20s.
Okay. You were 10 years old If that was 15
Yeah.
years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought... Okay.
Well, Matron was born at sea. Like, he spent his entire life on
this is-
ships and shit.
Still.
Cabin boys are a thing.
Ernest probably has like an oh wow moment when he realizes that as well. Of course, he never shows that.
Okay.
But he's like, you were 10 years old. His inner monologue. So what does that mean now? Continent's changing. Always has been, especially lately. You just hate all of us because you lost the battle.
Well, I guess he just like I've just been around enough to know that no matter what you do, and then he kind of points over to where the apple core is. You guys always have one method for it.
And what's that? Pirate man.
No subtlety and laws and too much structure, or else you get the fist.
And you think I'm one of them. That's why I left the continent, of course. Wasn't enough law there. That's why I'm working for myself, as a mercenary, as a bodyguard, Lord Edwin Waleson. Because he's the most lawful person ever. Leaves his country in charge of his cousin, who I hear isn't doing so well. Oh yeah, I am lawful good, sure.
I guess he kind of just sort of does a quick little laugh and just says, "If you say so." Like he's not very interested.
Those
You're a
prejudices
pirate.
are hard to break.
Yes. You're a pirate, is that right? And Ernest is like putting effort in to keep the conversation going.
I think at some point he just kind of cocks his eye and he's like, I don't think I've ever referred to myself as such, no.
Just the others afraid. What do you refer to yourself as then?
I like to think of myself as a man of opportunity.
Very well.
So yeah, I think at this point Matilda comes in. He's like, Ernest, leave that poor man alone. You know our countrymen did horrible things to other people. Hell, they did horrible things to us.
Yeah, and he's holding it against me.
Well, you talk like him, don't you? Hell, I talk like him.
Yeah, that's the problem. What you talk like is not what you are.
And she smiles over at Matron and she's like, well, sometimes maybe you just gotta prove that to people.
I think with that, he gets this kind of like glint in his eye and he looks at Mathilda and he's like, I'd be quite interested in anything you could prove to me.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
She like puts her head to the side and her hair like falls in front of her face and then she like brushes it behind her ear and you catch this like sidelong look.
Wait. Okay. Ernest was...
Yes, she's flirting back, brother
Yes,
Ernest.
I know. Ernest assumed that she wasn't, and now he's just like... Well, I was going to punch him in the face, but how would I do?
So he's not racist. He just doesn't like men.
He doesn't like probably soldiers who will happen to be continental, aka Ernest.
Well, also, I think he just liked doing that in front of
Yeah.
Ernest.
I'm
Yeah, was there anything?
How you've never seen this before? How protective of his sister is Ernest?
Yeah.
Because he might just say, "Let's take this outside."
Well, I mean, you've been separated for a long time. If you would have been protective of her when you were kids and slaves, that might have gotten beaten out of you.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I have a belief that says I want to fight Matron, so I'm going to go
Well?
with that. I think that Ernest immediately stands up and pushes his chair back, and then just looking straight at Matron, just head motions to the door.
Wow.
Says, "Let's take this outside." It won't take long.
So Matilda kind of looks at you, Ernest. She's like, "Ernest, put your dick away. This ain't no time for measuring."
I think Matcham grabs another piece of bread or whatever's on the table and leans back in his chair and he goes, "You know what happened last time you left the door like that? I don't think it'll change." And then he just kind of keeps eating.
Oh boy. Everybody at this point just mostly wants to make sure these two don't kill each other.
I think
he goes over and he grabs the staff and he slowly drags it across the table to him so he can get a better look.
Okay. Yeah, I think Ernest just storms off to his room and then 10 minutes later returns wearing his full armor. Sits down at the table and lifts up his helmet. Continuing.
Nice.
By the way, actually no, it's half an hour later, but his armor's freshly polished.
There you go. There you go.
So that's what that squeaking sound was in there. We thought something totally different was going
on. Okay. So, yeah, Ernest is basically completely ignoring Matron at this point, or making an effort to.
Okay.